Simone Biles is back. The qualifying rounds for the superstar are about to get underway at the Paris Olympic Games. Biles, of course, is part of a U.S. women's Olympic gymnastics team that's the most racially diverse ever. And the talent in the squad is fueling high hopes for success in Paris and inspiration for the future. CNN Sports' Coy Wire has the story.
I know what it's like being the only black girl on the team and not having a role model.
Sometimes you have to see it before you can truly believe it.
It is so gratifying to see such a diverse group of women who are going to represent this country. And it truly shows that as a sport, we have come a long way.
Four-time Olympic medalist Dominique Dawes was the first black female gymnast to ever win an individual medal at the Olympics at the Atlanta Games in 1996. At the 2012 London Games, Gabby Douglas became the first black gymnast to win an Olympic all-around competition. Fast forward to today, and 4 of the 5 U.S. women's Olympic gymnastics team competing in Paris are women of color. It's their most racially diverse team in history.
I was trying not to cry, honestly, when I saw the makeup of the team. I just kind of felt like in my heart, I truly felt, wow, we've finally gotten somewhere. We're finally able to truly show the talent that we had. And it has nothing to do with the color of one's skin. It has to do with what they do on the mat.
This year's squad, 7-time Olympic medalist Simone Biles, reigning all-around Olympic champ Suni Lee, reigning Olympic floor champ Jade Carey, 2020 Olympic team silver medalist Jordan Childs, and rookie Hesley Rivera, the youngest member of the entire Team USA delegation.
The next generation of kids growing up, that's not a question anymore if they can do gymnastics because they don't see anybody else that looks like them. You look at our team, our national team, and you see diversity across the board. Not only black and brown girls, but you see all of the different colors.
When you see yourself in somebody else and somebody else can see themselves in you, like I think it only makes you feel, wow, like I've done something in this world. I've been able to change like the culture in something or the diversity in something. So I just hope I can continue to, be that little light for them.
CNN sports analyst Christine Brennan joins us now from Paris. She's also a sports columnist with USA Today. I mean, quite an incredible story of this very diverse gymnastics team, of course, led by one of the most well-known athletes in the world, Simone Biles. She's set to have a pretty historic run this year and has even submitted a whole new move to add to her uneven bars routine. So what can you tell us about her competitions today?
Kim, it's great to see Simone finally, of course, starting. There's been so much buildup, right? I mean, people have been talking about her for months. When I see friends or just chatting with people or, someone runs into you on the street and wants to talk about the Olympics, it's Simone Biles first and foremost. And so finally, here she is. And, she represents so much, as, of course, Koi's piece was talking about the incredible importance of diversity and for young people of all colors, and to be able to say, hey, I could do that. It's just a really wonderful message, and Simone is leading the way on that. She is the greatest of all time in terms of on the field of play in the arena, but also the most famous and tragically that the most well-known survivor of sexual abuse, the worst sexual abuse scandal in sports history, the Larry Nassar gymnastics horrors. And yet from that terrible moment, she has found a voice there too, speaking out for survivors, being a part of a congressional hearing, talking about the mistakes and the terrible things that happened to so many dozens, hundreds of young women in the gymnastics world. So in every turn, Kim, every step of the way, she has become such an important voice in our nation and our world as a leader, as a role model, and of course also as a tremendous athlete.
Yeah, you talked there about one of the challenges she's faced throughout her life. She's called this year her comeback year. So what other challenges has she faced sort of making her way back to the Olympic stage?
I think for many people who don't really follow the Olympics like maybe I do or others, where it's every 3 years, well, every 4 years, although it's only 3 years since Tokyo. And the idea of remembering what Simone Biles went through and the twisties and the mental health concerns. And you and I talked about this back when I was in Tokyo 3 years ago, the tremendous outpouring of support for her, but also terrible comments on social media about her. Like, why aren't you trying harder? Why did you withdraw from the competition? Kind of the old suck it up, you can do this. And with Simone Biles, with her class, her grace, her dignity, her words, she was able to tell those people, whether she actually told them online or just by her actions and her words, that to be able to talk about mental health issues and to discuss these things, that is a good thing. That is normal. And you hear so many athletes now, whether they're swimmers like Michael Phelps or Reagan Smith, Caitlin Clark in basketball has talked about it's okay to say you're not okay. So many athletes have found a voice, and really Naomi Osaka at the French Open a few years ago, Simone Biles, Michael Phelps with his documentary. We hear it more and more, and that's so helpful, especially for those young people out there who don't have a voice, who are not, don't have a platform, who are not as well known, but still in their homes or on the court, they're having some troubles. Well, they can look to Simone Biles and say, hey, if she can do it, I can do it too. Yeah. It's a very positive message.
So inspiring. I noticed you called her the greatest of all time a few minutes ago. Do you think that will be true regardless of what happens here in Paris?
Oh, I do. She was tremendous 8 years ago in Rio. She's 27. She's still doing this. Yeah. That's not young for gymnastics. It's like Katie Ledecky, the GOAT. She got the bronze yesterday. She didn't get the gold or the silver, was expected. She's still the GOAT, right? And by the way, I think we talked about this. They're both 27. They were born within 3 days of each other in March of 1997. What a week that was in sports. Simone Biles, Katie Ledecky, 3 days apart. And so the fact that they're still here and we see them. So for Simone, absolutely. That's cemented. That's done, right? She is the greatest of all time. She can add to that. And even if she doesn't win everything, like we saw in Tokyo, where she had to withdraw and then won the bronze on the balance beam a week later, that was a victory. Coming back and getting that medal, even though it wasn't the color of the medal we usually think of with her, which is gold.
Yeah. All right. Listen, let's widen it out. This whole U.S. Gymnastics team has pretty high expectations on them. How do you think they measure up to the competition?
I think the U.S. women's gymnastics team, Kim, will win the Olympic gold medal. They did not, of course, 3 years ago because of Simone having to withdraw after having the problems with the twisties. And I think they're going to come back strong. This is a packed team, as you heard in the piece. And, of course, Suni Lee won the individual all-around 3 years ago when Simone dropped out. That shows the depth of the U.S. team. I'm not saying there's not other great gymnasts around the world, Brazil and others, but I think the U.S., this is their time. And they have been pointing for this because it has been now 8 years since Rio that the U.S. women have won that team all around. So they want it, and they really want to get that back.